I feel like the world is all experiencing some sort of collective grief with all of the things going on in the world right now. And it's very sad, it's very frustrating, but you just can't catch a break. You just can't catch a break. You just can't not see that this world is not as good as it used to be now. You can't go without seeing certain things from different countries that are also affecting us too. The fact that half of our country is currently on fire and the other half is worried about either changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico or taking over Canada or getting a social media app banned in the country when there's people who are losing their lives and their families and their prized possessions that they spent years to work on. And you got people shaming and criticizing and saying, "Oh, they live in Los Angeles. They should have enough money to rebuild the houses, right?" Some people might, not everyone. Not every single person in Los Angeles is a millionaire. And there are some millionaires who put all of their belongings into their home because that's where they believe that they would get their value from. Because house value is very important. Some people put their retirement into their homes. And I just stumbled across a video of an anime editor editing an anime character in Los Angeles with the fires. And it just kind of it showed me and reminded me how out of touch we are. How many people in this world are out of touch. Because you have people who don't have clothes, who don't have a toothbrush, toothpaste, don't even have a single item except for the clothes on their back. And you got other people on the other side of the country laughing their ass off this is happening. That's so fucking weird. That's so weird. That's so it makes me so uncomfortable. And I feel like that's where it's like, do we not have sympathy or empathy for these people? Do we not? A lot of people can't seem to care for anything else but themselves. And I can only imagine January 20th, what that's going to hold, what that's going to look like, and what life is going to look like afterwards. It's stressful and I don't want to think about it. I don't want to. I can't fathom what's going to happen because that's just how big of a shit show we're in right now. I just feel like the biggest thing that's disheartening for me as someone who holds so much space is that within what's happening, within what's going on in the social media world, you have people who are kind of going up against each other because you have the people who are being, are people who are being displaced by the LA fires, and then you have people who are coming up to them and, oh, did you pray for Palestine? Oh, did you pray for Sudan? People are allowed to have two things go on at once. People in LA are having their house and belongings and animals burnt down. In Palestine is a whole different situation. Yes, what's happening in there is not any better. It hurts because, yes, the immediate act of the help for LA versus Palestine is sad. But this is not the time to sit here and try to pinpoint and point fingers at, oh, well, you weren't here doing this or you weren't here doing that, so why should we feel bad for you? It's fucked up.
One more thing I forgot to mention, people in Gaza are literally praying for people in LA. And you got Mexico sending their troops over to help fight the fires. Like, do you not see that America is the problem? America is the problem. Yet we still have the people that America has been torturing and going up against, asking and being willing to help us.
It's fucked up, dude. They're still a human being. They still deserve sympathy. They don't deserve their belongings to be cooked because of a wildfire. This collective grief, it just makes me feel so displeased. So displeased because we're all grieving. It's this crushing feeling and everything's just so hyper normalized. Everything's so hyper normalized in this world of, oh wow, yeah, whole city's on fire. Like, we should not be desensitized to stuff like that. That's freaking terrible. Like I feel like the government leaders of America have just been putting us in these hopeless scenarios, and we recognize we're in hopeless scenarios, but we can't perceive any way out of these helpless scenarios. So we feel helpless and we feel crushed and we feel defeated and we feel like we can't do anything. I feel such a heaviness in my body. I feel so hurt. I can only imagine what everyone's going through, but I can't just pretend everything's normal. I just can't pretend to go about my life. I just can't pretend to live like this isn't happening. And it's hard to see many people who do. It helps to know that other people feel this way, and it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy, and we shouldn't have to be going through these damning situations, these damning scenarios every other day. 2025 just started and it's already not looking good and it's stressful and it's hard to not let the impact of the world, it's hard to not let the status of the world impact you because we live in it. We live in it, we're affected by it, we see it every single day. It's frustrating, and the collective grief we feel, crushing feeling we feel, that anxious feeling, being sad, just feeling like what's the point of living, because all of this is happening and people are losing their lives and it's just like we're just watching it happen in real time. It's crazy. Holding everyone's hand, and I just hope people realize that this is bigger than what it actually is. And I just wish the best for everybody. I want the best outcome for everybody, even though I know that's not the reality. I know that's not logical, but being in this world as someone who feels every single emotion to the 1,000th degree, to the 100th intensity, it makes me feel like I should be doing so much more, but I physically can't. And it's defeating. It's defeating, it's hurtful, but doing what I can right now, what's in my control, sharing and donating in situations, and kind of just talking to people who are in California and going through this so they have some sort of distraction. But just makes you lose faith in humanity. Makes you lose faith in humanity, makes you lose faith in a lot of people who we tend to see as, just regular people. Makes you lose faith, man. But I really do hope everything's okay in California. Like, the recovery from all this devastation is going to be hell. It's going to be difficult. But if the community comes together, hopefully there's a change. But thank you guys for listening to my little rant. I had to get that off my chest. I feel like a lot of people are also experiencing grief too, collective grief. So please know that heavy feeling on your chest because of everything that's going on in the world is not just a you thing. I feel it too, and so do many others. Thank you for sticking around, man. I'll see you on the next one.